Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jamesville-DeWitt Central High School here in DeWitt, New York. Hi everybody, Sam Gelfand here, the voice of the Red Rams. So excited to be bringing you Saturday baseball action between the visiting Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets and your Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams. The Hornets' sole win in 2021 came against JD, and you have to imagine they are back for more. The Red Rams, meanwhile, will have a vengeance. On the mound today for the Red Rams is the freshman in just his fourth varsity game and his second varsity start, Luke Van Marter, who in his first varsity start, threw a gem of a performance. Complete game, allowing only one run, striking out 11, and not a single walk to his name. An ERA of 1, a whip of 0.29, 73% of his pitches hit the strike zone. He also retires batters with an average of 3.5 pitches, so he is pretty lights out. He will have to see if he can put up one of those performances again today. The throw comes down, and it looks like we are ready to be underway. Thank you so very much for joining us here live exclusively on JDTV. And stepping up to bat, starting things off for the Hornets, is Michael Dutch, the first baseman. Dutch batting .263 with a .333 on-base percentage. And first pitch fouled down the first base line. If you're the owner of a red Dodge Ram pickup truck, your car alarm is disrupting the game. Then again, if you're here, you're probably not watching the game, are you? You're actually in the stands. So this PSA really did nobody any good. 0-2 count in the dirt from Van Marter. The Red Rams pitching has been their strong suit this season, and there's no reason to expect any differently today. Fouled off, staying alive is Dutch. Van Marter kicks, delivers. On the ground, right back to the second baseman, Sumida, throws across the diamond, easy out. The 4-3 puts one away, and that'll bring up Sam Cuss. Curveball misses outside. That's only the second ball Van Marter has thrown so far. I'm really surprised that car alarm is still going off. I mean, I thought they shut off after a while. Luke Van Marter loses his hat in the wind. I mean, you can hear it on my microphone. It is gusty outside today. That barely misses. And very quickly, Van Marter behind 3-0. And I think that was a makeup strike, quite frankly, from home plate umpire Henry Pagano. Here's a 3-1. And to protests from the FM bench, Van Marter has worked from a 3-0 count to a 3-2 count. However, Cuss will take his base, the first walk of Van Marter's varsity career. This brings up the St. Bonaventure commit Chris Holcraft with one on and one out. First pitch misses. This is a freshman and sophomore battery for the Red Rams today. Aaron Coe, a sophomore, the catcher. Van Marter, the freshman. And it's nice to see this kind of youth talent. Van Marter loses his hat, and Cuss steals second. The hat isn't all that Van Marter lost. He lost vision of the runner and allowed an extra base. That's Cuss's first stolen base of the year as Holcraft slugs it deep. Right field, over the head of Ogata. Cuss pulls up to second. He will head home. They called a ground rule double. The ground rule double makes it 1-0. And that's the man of the hour, Chris Holcraft. Bringing up Thomas Woodridge, the shortstop. Curveball high in the zone, 1-0. And now we will see if Van Marter is able to pass the freshman test. Because underclassmen, as he looks Holcraft back, underclassmen tend to struggle under pressure. When they face adversity, they have a harder time than upperclassmen at coming back from it, and they tend to crumble quicker. So the question is, will Van Marter be able to fight back from giving up a quick run in the first inning? Delivers to Woodridge, inside for a strike. It is a very gusty, blustery day here in DeWitt, but a beautiful one, about 55 degrees and not a single cloud in the sky. And Woodridge hits it right back to Santos, who cannot control it. It goes off his glove. Holcraft rounding third. No throw from McGuire and an RBI double. 2 RBI doubles in a row make this a 2-0 ball game. And this is exactly the kind of start that Van Marter wanted to avoid. This is a dangerous FM lineup. And now James Mason up to bat. And now we will have a mound visit from the coach, Ryan Dera. Here's a look at JD's pitching this season. They have a team ERA of 3.26, a fielding independent pitching index of 3.06, which means that the pitchers are actually better than the fielders on this team. A 177 whip, 56% of their pitches hit the strike zone. They average 4 pitches per batter, and their batting average against is .217. So they've been pretty lights out all around. But it's always important to remember that FM is a Class AA school, JD Class A, and every time you punch above your weight, it is always a challenge. Van Marter loses the hat once again. It's 2-0 and a 2-0 count. Mason watches the curveball catch the corner. And the home plate umpire, Pagano, is calling him wide today. He has given the pitcher the outside part of the zone. As he looks at Woodridge, fires low, 3-1. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. And Van Marter needs more of those. He also needs something to keep his hat on. My goodness. I mean, I wonder if the long hair is affecting it at all. Does it make it harder for the hat to stay on the head? I mean, swing and a miss, or no, got a tip. Got just a little bit of. But you have to wonder, like, I would think that having more hair would make the hat smaller, so it would fit easier, but the hat just keeps flying off. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And Van Marter battles back with a swinging strikeout to put up the second out of the inning. And now it's a pitcher's duel. Max Danaher batting in the 6 hole. Another first pitch ball. Danaher batting .368 with a .429 on base percentage. And Danaher slugs it. Right center field. That falls into the gap. 1 run scores. Rolls all the way up against the wall. Danaher has another RBI double. The third RBI double of the first inning. It is 3-0 Hornets. Words of reassurance there from A.J. Sumida, as Van Marter, in his first varsity start, flirted with perfection. His first ever varsity start against Oswego on the 26th, a 2-hit, 1-run affair, no walks, 11 strikeouts, and here he is, down 3-0 in the top of the first. At least the car alarm stopped. And I think the wind might have blown that out of the strike zone. There's a late tail on that fastball. Misses the zone once again. This is Ethan Powell, the right fielder, currently up to bat. Van Marter catches the edge of the zone. 2-2, 1 on second, 2 outs. Misses the zone, pops away from Coe, and there's a walk. Luckily, Coe able to track it down before anyone scores. Or potentially Danaher move to third. So Powell will get on base with the bases on balls, and it's the catcher, Stephen Ratney. Ratney, ground ball, down to third base and foul. Of note, Carter King out of the lineup today. That's Eamon Giblin, who is manning the hot corner. And Stephen Ratney got absolutely none of that filthy curve. That's a curve so dirty it could shut down a restaurant. Another one misses and pops away from Coe, but no runners will go. Catches the edge of the zone, strike 3, and Van Marter gets out of a messy top of the first. The Red Rams seeking to come back after a messy top of the first. They have 3 runs to make up. And Eamon Giblin will be the first to take his turn and attempt to do so. On the mound today for the FM Hornets is Max Danaher. And Giblin takes his first strike. Danaher, the ace of the Hornets staff, a 2.89 ERA, a whip of 171 as Giblin is able to hold off. And the throw back to the mound gets away from Danaher. That can't be a good sign. But Danaher has thrown 9 1/3 innings, allowed 10 hits during that time, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts, and has hit 1 batter. Giblin chases one. And by comparison, Eamon Giblin, a batting average of .259, an OBP of .344. Crouching, trying to minimize his strike zone. And has to step away at the ball inside. Perhaps a small framing job by his own self, as there's a 2-2 count. Danaher kicks, delivers, and Giblin hits it center field. Played on one hop by Albert, and Giblin is aboard the leadoff single. And it seems that's why Coach Ryan Dara made the lineup change today, as Matt Sweeney typically leads off. Instead, it's Dante Santos who will bat second now. Dante Santos is a member of the Pablo Sanchez School of Strike Zones. At about 5'4", you see him minimizing his zone as much as possible, crouching low. And as a result, he has the most bizarre slash line I've ever seen. Get to that in a moment as that's fielded by the catcher. They throw out. No! Santos is safe! It looks like Michael Dutch was off the bag, and it's a clean infield base hit. Michael Dutch dropped the ball quite literally. And Santos aboard with a bunt single. And now here's Matt Sweeney. That is Dante Santos' first base hit of the year. And as I was trying to say, he has the most bizarre slash line I've ever seen because that is his first base hit of the year, but his on-base percentage is .429. Because, of course, with that small strike zone, he's walked 12 times in 8 games. Matt Sweeney hasn't walked quite as much. He's drawn 4 of them. 2. He's stolen 4 bases, though. Sweeney, chopper, right up the middle. Steps on the bag on second. And gets the double play. So a runner on third now and 2 outs for the cleanup man, Jake Ogata. Ogata swings and whiffs at a pitch low in the zone. Giblin is on third now. And Pagano's not giving him that side of the zone. Ogata hitting in Carter King's place, who is missing from the lineup for reasons beyond my understanding. I won't speculate. As a southpaw kick steals, pass ball, Ogata runs it out, but that ends the first. The Red Rams threatened to score, but are unable to do so. It's 3-0 as we head to the second. Van Marter back out there to seek redemption in the second inning against Seth Albert, the number 9 batter, but he misses the strike zone for his first pitch. The Red Rams stranded one on third and could not score. There's so much late tail on Van Marter's pitches, it almost doesn't look like he's a freshman. I understand why he's a midseason call-up. Seth Albert, the center fielder, fouls it off. And Aaron Coe probably happy about that, actually, because he might have reached first on a pass ball if he didn't get a piece of it. And Albert takes one for a ride very high left field. Santos calls for it, brings it down with one hand, and that's one out. That curveball hung a little too much. But luckily Albert unable to muscle it up quite enough. And that brings up the top of the order. Dutch fouls it off, first pitch. You know, you get a powerful hitter in there, maybe like Holcraft. That hanging curve would have been a home run, without question. And Dutch hits it on the strange bounce to McGuire, fires it across the dime and gets him by a step or two. Two outs in quick succession. And Dutch 0 for 2 to start off this game. That brings up Sam Cuss, who walked and stole a base his last time up. No umpire in the world is going to call that ball a strike, save maybe for Angel Hernandez. Because let's be honest, he's a wild card. Although maybe that Little League ref I had that one time would. Considering I turned away from a pitch because it hit me in the back and he said, "You swung, strike 2." I didn't swing, I turned the other way. Away from the pitcher. I'm still salty about that. It's been like 15 years. I don't know where that umpire is, but I hope he's not an umpire anymore. Or I hope he's just gotten better. And there's a full count now to Sam Cuss. And Cuss Bounces it through the legs of McGuire. Base hit onto the short porch and left. No contact with the glove, so you can't call it an error. There's a runner on first with 2 outs. Now Chris Holcraft steps up, and Van Marter can't let another curve hang like he did the first time. Pickoff move to first, he's safe. By the way, a big thank you to Ben Goodman of CNY Stream for helping us out on the camera today. Filling in at the last moment as the runner goes. Coe will not throw, and Cuss steals his second base of the day. Another pitch misses. And Sam Cuss just having a field day on the base paths. No stolen bases coming into this one. He's already stolen 2, and he scored a run. Once again outside, and Van Marter behind 3-0. Four-pitch walk puts Holcraft on first. Now Thomas Woodridge back to potentially do some more damage. Had an RBI double last time. There's a ball. As you can see, the wind blowing out to right field. I'm trying to turn my head to the right in hopes that it hits the mic less and I can block it with my head. We have a tent at least. We do not have a wall. I think this tent's going to collapse if this wind keeps up. After the 2-0 count, 6 straight balls, a talking to between Coe and Van Marter. And that's really what a good catcher is supposed to do, is you have to keep your pitcher's head in the game. You know, there's a reason why they sometimes call the catcher the general of the game. You're setting the pace. Back in play now. And hit right back to McGuire for the quick third out. Aiden McGuire, responsible for 2 of the putouts in the top of the second, will now lead off the bottom of the second. And fouls off the first pitch he sees into the backyard of that unknown house across the street, who has quite the collection of JD baseballs over the past few years. I mean, I've seen so many balls fouled off there. That will not be a foul ball. Right into play to Sam Cuss, throws him out at first. This brings up A.J. Sumida, the second baseman today. Sumida gets a quality at-bat 64% of the time as he lays off the first pitch. And Danaher, the southpaw, missing that far outside. That's just a release point issue. And he misses the same way the second time. Quality at-bats, so crucial to a team's success. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk a little bit more about them. And the umpire Pagano did him a favor there, as that was pretty much the same place as the last ball. And that's completely lost by Stephen Radney. You wouldn't expect it to be getting colder out here as the day goes on, but it is right now. Fouled off directly into the backstop, and Sumida has forced a full count. Swing and a miss, and Danaher has his first strikeout of the game. Danaher has his second strikeout of the game. Let's just try that again, shall we? Swing and a miss, and Danaher has his second strikeout of the game. Just so you know, that's not for you right now. That's for me later when I have to edit this game. We won't speak of this. This will be our little secret, you and I. Tyler Kalin now up to bat. And after the strikeout, 3-0 from Danaher. Three and one count. It's only the second inning. There's plenty of game to go, but the Red Rams do not want to be shut out for the second time in a row at home. And Kalin hits it foul down the first base line. No one gets to it. Full count. The one thing you do have to give the Red Rams credit for is they are working these pitch counts. And if Danaher has to keep throwing this many pitches, he will not last all that long today. And since pitching is FM's weak spot, it's something they certainly love to see. But they will not like to see Tyler Kalin striking out looking. Kalin goes window shopping. Danaher asks if he needs any help, and he says, nope, just looking. Back in the top of the third, James Mason watches the first pitch go by. He struck out his first at-bat. A big strikeout that was for Van Marter, considering Mason is one of the most dangerous hitters on the Hornets. Mason committed to Clarkson University, a D3 program. James Mason actually has had some of his biometrics clocked. His max exit velocity off the bat, 94 miles an hour. That will be less than that. Hit back to Giblin, throwing across the diamond, and a textbook 5-3 to get out number one. The pitcher, Danaher, up to bat. Went out to Danaher. On the ground, right back to the first baseman, Kalen, who steps on the bag himself, an unassisted putout for out number two. Ethan Powell now up to bat. Strike one. And another filthy curve. That may have fallen out of Coe's glove and onto the ground, but forget the 5-second rule. You just don't want to pick that one up at all. Swing and a miss, strike three. Not a passed ball, though Ethan Powell tried to sell it as one. The bottom of the third is upon us, and Aaron Coe will get us starting off. Coe fouls it down the first base line, 0-1. Coe not brought up last year for his offensive capabilities, but he has been doing slightly better this season. I mean, he has 2 hits already this season. I think he had 2 hits the entirety of last year, so you know what? It's an improvement. And most importantly, an OBP of 261 as he's taken 4 walks. Swing and a miss, pass ball thrown out. And the pitcher, Luke Van Marter, walks up to Careless Whisper, which, believe it or not, is a walk-up song I did give to someone when I was in high school, because it's excellent. Van Marter is not done as well at the plate as he has on the mound. I mean, so far, we've seen that Van Marter is a strikeout pitcher, but little did you know he's a strikeout hitter, too. Oh, come on, I deserve something for that one. I take a dig, and here he is, up 3-0. And that was a bit of a favor to make it 3-1. Danaher delivers. Inside at the hands, ball 4. And Van Marter is the first base runner since the top of the first. Or the start of the bottom of the first, really. So Eamon Giblin will step up with a runner on first. Giblin hit to left center field, brought down by Albert, and Van Marter cannot advance to second. A best case scenario. As Santos steps up to bat. As a pitcher, you love those one-pitch outs. I mean, I got 3 outs total in my entire pitching career. Not enough batters got to see my wicked palm ball. Dante Santos, fresh off his first hit of the season, up to bat. Another one outside. Danaher looks at the runner on first. Santos whiffs high. If he laid off that would have been a ball. Santos does lead this Red Rams squad in pitches seen per at-bat with an average of 4.7. And Santos rips it down the left field line. 2 clean base hits, the first 2 of Santos's season. And the dugout goes nuts. You can say that the Red Rams are a lot of things. You cannot deny that they are loud. As Matt Sweeney steps up to bat. And Danaher wisely steps off the mound as someone hit the wrong button on the iPod. Umpires will often do pitchers a favor if that happens, call it a dead ball. As Sweeney lines it into center field. Underneath it is Albert. And that's 3. Stephen Radney looks at the first strike to start off the fourth inning. Radney lined right back to Giblin. A hot shot, picks it up, and he will not get that across the diamond in time. Base hit for Radney. Didn't even get a chance to mention that Van Marter had a rough first inning, to put it lightly, but then came back with a 4-batter second and a 1-2-3 third. As the runner goes, pops out of Coe's hands, and the throw is off the mark. Stolen base for Radney. And we have not seen wheels like that on a catcher since Yadier Molina a few days ago. Or how about this? Here's a throwback for you. Jason Kendall. Pittsburgh Pirates great. Maybe the fastest catcher I ever saw, a position not necessarily known for its speed. As Seth Albert hits it on the ground to Giblin, who goes for the out at first, but it does allow Radney to advance to third. Back to the top of the order now. And you can tell that Carter King usually plays third, not Giblin, because a more experienced third baseman might have looked the runner back. And immediately, a hot shot right back to Van Marter. A little basket catch. What a display. That's a Gold Glove play by Van Marter. If you're keeping score at home, first of all, what's wrong with you? But second of all, you just experienced the extremely rare L1. And that curveball clips the zone on its way downstairs to Sam Cuss. Remember, it's not where the ball ends up, but where the ball crosses the plate. And Cuss hits one midway to right field. A leaping catch by Jake Ogata puts the end, or brings us to the end of the top of the fourth. We'll be back with the bottom after this. Okay, that call could have gone a little bit smoother. The Red Rams making slow and steady progress on the offensive front as Jake Ogata comes up for his second at-bat today. Struck out in his first as Danaher kicks, steals, and he, swings and misses. So maybe the Red Rams may be making some offensive progress, but Ogata right back to where he started. Danaher misses. By the way, we have pitch speed data on Max Danaher. How about that? As he misses the fastball again, he throws a fastball at 77 miles an hour, and he has a slider which averages about 71. So at least to our knowledge, a two-pitch pitcher, and that seems pretty consistent with this sidearm delivery he's had today. Two, misses outside. Let me tell you, I love data when it comes to baseball. Inside, walk, tried the slider and missed the zone. It's weird, I am well known for my hatred of math, but when it comes to baseball, man, do I love statistics. As Aidan McGuire steps up to bat. Misses the first pitch 0-1. McGuire, an extreme pull hitter, has not hit a pitch towards the first base side. And the pickoff move misses wildly. Dutch could not even get a glove anywhere near that. And Ogata advances to second. Oh, 1 to McGuire. Make it 0-2. But McGuire has not hit a ball on the first base side of the field yet this season. The closest he came was one right up the middle. Pitch misses 1-2. Allergy season brutal right now. Fouled off, staying alive. And by the way, just in case some of you are tuning in from somewhere else, I do believe we likely have some viewers from Florida right now. It snowed about, 2-3 days ago? And we are currently under a wildfire warning. Only Syracuse could ping-pong in the weather department, as that pitch was in there for strike 3. McGuire strikes out and A.J. Sumida steps up to bat. The wind has been brutal today, but it has been blowing in the same direction this entire game, towards first base. And as a player, you have to realize that, you have to anticipate it. Sumida swings and misses. Whether that be realizing that your pitches may have a leftwards tail, or realizing that if you hit a foul ball, it may drift towards first base. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That's strikeout number 6 for Max Danaher. Two outs now to Tyler Kalin. Another strike. Danaher is humming. Trying to see if I can cup my hand around my mouth. Will that protect the microphone from the wind at all? Inside for a ball. Kalin struck out looking at his first at-bat, would like to avoid 2 strikeouts. The fate that has befallen Sumida. And Kalin grounds it to Cuss, throws over to first, easy out, that's 3. A 1-2-3-4 inning for Max Danaher. Takes us to the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 5th, Van Marter still on the mound for the Red Rams, and Chris Holcraft watches the first strike go by. 3, 4, 5 batters starting off FM. And Van Marter misses. A little too much on the curve. Van Marter has had trouble with the start of some of these innings, but he has retired 9 of the last 12 batters he's faced. The 3-1 to Holcraft. Misses, ball 4. Coe showing some good hustle, still tracking it down, even though it's not a wild pitch or a pass ball. Runner goes. Holcraft will beat the throw. That's Holcraft's second stolen base of the season. Fouled off by Thomas Woodridge. Although they say it hit him. I don't know, let's see if we caught that. We did not, but there's runners on first and second. That's Van Marter's first hit by pitch of the season. And that brings up James Mason. And Mason hit well right back towards us. Over the head of Sweeney, bounces up against the wall. Holcraft rounding third. Woodridge to third. Mason to second. And the RBI double makes it 4-0. And it looks like the Red Rams may not replace Van Marter yet. They're going to let him keep going. As Danaher hits it back to Sweeney, who makes an excellent catch. But another run scores, and it's 5-0. Before you can even write it down. At least before I can even write it down. I got some catching up to do. As Ethan Powell up to bat now. Gets away from Coase, 6-0. James Mason scores on the wild pitch. Well, at least the bases are empty. Got to take the small victories where you can get them. Especially since a victory is looking less and less likely, as it's 6-0. Still Ethan Powell up to bat. Here's the 1-2. Curveball drops in high. The Red Rams do not have anyone in the bullpen right now, though they do have someone throwing. Just not where the mound is. Powell fouls it off, and Van Marter loses the hat once again. You know, I just noticed in the second, third, and fourth innings, Van Marter did not lose the hat once. He has lost the hat in each inning in which he has given up 3 runs. Powell fouls it off himself. So I think the solution here is obvious, ladies and gentlemen. Van Marter will pitch better with a tighter hat. We've cracked the case. Here's the 2-2. On the ground, back to Sumida, who cannot handle it properly. And Powell gets to first on an error. And here's the mound visit. That's an E4, putting Powell on base. And Van Marter's day is done. We'll calculate his final line and see who the new pitcher is. We'll be back right after this. Will Cooper, the new pitcher for the Red Rams. Luke Van Marter's final line, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 runs, all 6 of them earned, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch, 1 wild pitch. Which, all things considered, for a freshman is not the worst start, but compared to his first start, is not what we were necessarily expecting. The Red Rams have a lot of catching up to do, and they still only have 1 out in this inning. It's Stephen Ratney who will be the first to face Will Cooper. Cooper has only thrown 1 inning this season, however, he did not give a run up in it. Bunt pulled back. First pitch, wild pitch, and Powell is on second. Well, that's not how you want to start a relief pitching appearance, as Powell was caught snoozing, almost caught in a rundown, except that the throw did not come back in time. That was, well, frankly, I can't even explain that. I don't know what that was. I think Powell, he got to second, he went back, and then found himself back on second. I think he thought that they might not have been in play. Popped up by Ratney. Giblin comes in, brings it down. At least it's 2 outs. Now here's Seth Albert. Runner on second, 2 outs. Cooper misses the zone. Gets past Giblin to Santos. Run coming home. Throw to the plate. Nailed him! The long arm of the law strikes down Ethan Powell. Thank you for your cooperation. Aaron Coe up to bat. The Red Rams have a lot of catching up to do, and not much time to do it in. Bottom of the 5th, and JD is down 6-0. Van Marter showed flashes of brilliance today, and then flashes of whatever the opposite is, as Coe grounds out to short. A put out for Thomas Woodridge, 1 out. Here's Will Cooper batting for himself. Takes the first strike. And fouls off the second one. This one could be a quick at-bat. But Danaher, who is still on the mound, misses. And Will Cooper befuddled by the southpaw. Two outs and no one on for Eamon Giblin, who's 1 for 2 today. Giblin singled in his first at-bat, then flew out to center in his second. I mean, if you're the Red Rams, you had to know this was going to be a difficult game. You're facing a Class AA opponent with their ace on the mound. And so your best chance of survival, essentially, was to work these pitch counts, which they have, and try to get a reliever in as soon as possible, but Danaher is still humming along. Because Fayetteville-Manlius, as a team, has an ERA of 8.02. And a diving catch made by Seth Albert. That's 3 outs, and what a catch it was. Seth Albert down to a knee, falling down, and brings the 5th to a close. Will Cooper continuing his relief appearance for the Red Rams in the top of the 6th. Though his first pitch to Michael Dutch misses. Dutch 0 for 3 so far today. Grounded out to second, then grounded out to short. And it looks like he's about to ground out to second again. He does. One quick out for Cooper. I have a sneaking suspicion he'll take it. Here's Sam Cuss. 1 for 2 with a single, as well as a walk, 2 stolen bases, but flew out to right in his last at-bat. Two straight curveballs. Second one misses from Cooper. Maybe it's just the wind, but it is real frosty out here right now. I mean, I'm in a turtleneck and a jacket, and I am currently shivering. I mean, my Florida blood is not helping, but... Come on, I've been here for like 5 years. You'd think I'd have this down by now. I haven't even been to Florida since 2020. Full count now to Sam Cuss. Popped up right side. And leaping over the wall, pulling it back, is Tyler Kalin. What a catch! Tip your cap and take a bow. And you're going to see this on highlight reels for the rest of the season. And Cooper immediately hits Chris Holcraft. Looks to be okay. Sorry, Kalin, not enough time to celebrate your achievement. We've got a runner on first now. But what a catch by the first baseman, Tyler Kalin, there. Like a can of corn falling off the shelf, except on the other side of the fence. If that happened out in the outfield, you'd call that a robbery. Pickoff move, keeping the runner honest. Feels a bit low to go for a pickoff move after someone got hit by a pitch, doesn't it? Especially 2 in a row. I don't know, if you get hit by a pitch, I feel like you're not going anywhere, but maybe that's just me. Either way, batter is Thomas Woodridge, who was also hit by a pitch last time he was up. Runner goes. Maybe he is going somewhere. Except that the throw guns him down. Holcraft caught snoozing. Aaron Coe throws out a base runner and ends the top of the 6th. The Red Rams have 6 outs left. As Max Danaher still on the mound for FM, and with the way he's pitching today, why shouldn't he be? Santos watches the strike go by, but he has had a phenomenal day at the plate. 2 for 2, 2 singles, both of his base hits this year. And that will hit Santos on the thigh and send him to first. Way to take one for the team. And as Matt Sweeney steps up, I feel this is finally time for me to reignite an old debate. Now, we have a comment section here on JDTV, and I want to know your thoughts on this. When people get hit by a pitch, you hear two schools of thoughts. Some say don't rub it, others say rub some dirt on it. But you cannot have both at once. It's physically impossible. They're mutually exclusive. So which do you do? Do you not rub it, or do you rub some dirt on it? Let us know in the comments, and we can see if we can get the right answer once and for all. I mean, I don't see any shame in rubbing. If you gotta rub, you gotta rub. I mean, it hurts. Getting hit by a pitch is not a comfortable feeling. So I guess that makes me, by default, team rub some dirt on it. But I'd like to know what your thoughts are in the comments. Let us know. The batter once again is Matt Sweeney. And Sweeney hits it into right field. And the sliding catch attempted by Powell does not work out in his favor. You can be generous and rule that a base hit. Santos to second, and Jake Ogata will step up. I'm going to call that a base hit. I didn't see it touch his glove, so that's the general rule of thumb. If it touches the glove, it's an error. And that is a wild pitch. A strange bounce off the heel of the glove, and the runners advance to second and third. That ball got like 15 feet up in the air off of the glove of Radney. That was bizarre. And now here's a mound visit. Head coach Corey Nelson coming out. And right there, I think I should have given Danaher the same warning I gave all the JD players, which is, with our camera out in center field, we can see everything, including everywhere you scratch. Just a heads up. Danaher going to stay in. That was the first mound visit of the day for FM. Bit of a gimme strike there from the umpire Pagano. You know, it is funny how being a baseball player basically lets you defy all societal laws of politeness. And while you're on the diamond, I mean, you can scratch anywhere you want, you can adjust your cup, you can spit sunflower seeds, you can spit nothing in particular. Do whatever you want. You're a baseball player, who cares? As Ogata chops it over the head of Danaher. And a good stretch there from Dutch. But a run scores. The Red Rams finally get one on the board. an umpire conference, perhaps they're debating whether or not the first baseman Dutch actually had a foot on the bag. And they say yes, he was out. But hey, Santos scores an RBI for Ogata. So it's no longer a shutout for Danaher as Aidan McGuire steps up to bat. McGuire hits it to left field. And it drops in. One run will score. And Aidan McGuire has an RBI single. It's 6-2. The Red Rams were playing Michael Jackson at the field earlier, and it looks like they got to be starting something. Yeah. AJ Sumida now waiting to take his turn at bat. And Danaher is going to have to keep his head in this one. If he collapses, I mean, the Hornets really don't have many choices in the bullpen. Like I said, a team ERA of 8.02. A team strikeout to walk ratio of 0.76. There's not much accuracy on the Hornets squad, especially in the bullpen. And there isn't in the arm of Danaher right now as he's behind 3-0 to AJ Sumida. High in the zone, fastball for a strike. Sumida walks. And there's runners on first and second, and you can't help but notice Danaher instinctively looking to the dugout to see, okay, are they going to pull me? Tyler Kalin up to bat. Takes his first strike. Kalin chops it foul. Looks almost like he's swinging for the fences, but in a time like this, you don't want to be swinging for the fences. All you want to do is make solid contact, hope it drops somewhere. Small ball will win you the game. Hit towards the right side, and no one gets to it, but it is foul. Kalin has not gotten a hit yet this season with a runner in scoring position, though he does have a quality at bat 65% of the time. And with all these foul balls, I do believe this does count as a quality at bat. Oh, 2, 1 out, 2 on. Here's Danaher. Kalin chops it. Foul. Way to work that pitch count, kid. One of the habits you pick up over the years of being a broadcaster, no matter how old anyone on the field is, they're all kid. Don't know why that is. It's just something you do naturally. Swing and a miss, and Kalin goes down. And here's Aaron Coe trying out a new walk-up song. Confused me. Coe takes his first strike. The Red Rams' comeback is currently dependent on the 8 and 9 batters, which is a dangerous situation. I mean, Will Cooper, who struck out on 3 or 4 pitches in his first at-bat, that was his first at-bat of the season. And Aaron Coe whiffs at a pitch he should not have swung at. 2-2, 2 on, 2 outs. And Ratney really had to put in the work to prevent that pitch from being wild. Full count. Coe fouls it off. It's a lot of pressure on this sophomore right now. And Aaron Coe hits it deep center field, but Albert brings it down. And the Red Rams' comeback is shut down. One inning remains, barring a 4-run comeback. Will Cooper still on the mound for the Red Rams. And the 4, 5, 6 batters coming up for the Hornets. It's Thomas Woodridge, who takes his first strike. It is a beautiful but blustery day here in DeWitt. The wind has done no one any favors. Least of all our audio quality. And Woodridge hits a laser beam up against the right center field fence. Sweeney hits the cutoff man, but it's a stand-up double for Thomas Woodridge. That is not the way Will Cooper wanted to start off the 7th inning, as James Mason steps up to the plate. Mason leads FM with 2 home runs this season. Had an RBI double in his last at-bat. Also struck out and grounded out to third this game. Cooper looks back the runner. A little bit of competition on who was going to receive that throw. Samita and McGuire got to talk something out. High and tight enough to give him a shade. A shave. That would have been better if I had not botched the delivery. And a quick talking to from Aaron Coe. Being a catcher really makes you mature quickly on the diamond. And Cooper misses the zone entirely, 3-0. Mason puts everything he has into it, but it hits the street. By the way, you're going to want to join us next week as we have 4 games coming to you on JDTV, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Mason, liner, Santos! Diving catch! Dante Santos flashes the leather and left. Now it's Danaher. Cooper misses twice. But next week we're going to have a full slate of games, including all 4 JD Spring Sports. Girls lacrosse Wednesday, Thursday boys lacrosse, including which should be a great matchup against Horseheads, one of the best Class B teams in New York State. You're not going to want to miss that. Friday should be baseball, and then Saturday, after 3 rainouts, we should finally bring you our first softball broadcast of the season. That'll be up against Our Lady of Mercy from Rochester, who have a really fantastic program. State champs back in 2018 or 2019, I believe, so you are not going to want to miss any of those 4 broadcasts exclusively here on JDTV. Danaher fouls it off. Full count. One out, runner on second. Here's the payoff. Too high, and Danaher takes his base. I mean, that pitch looked fine to me, but then again, we are on a slightly skewed angle, so that could have been outside. First pitch fouled off by Ethan Powell. Powell reached base on an E4, thrown out at home in his last time at bat and on the base paths. Fouls it off, parents can't make the catch. We haven't seen any real spectacular fan catches yet this season. We had one or two last year, though. Generally, the people able to play baseball are, well, they're still on the diamond. The 0-2 in there, strike three. First strikeout of the day for Will Cooper. And Powell caught snoozing. Two outs, two on now for Stephen Radney. Radney pops it up foul. You know, with the NFL draft over the past couple of days, I did some research and I found out that Fayetteville-Manlius has had exactly one Major League draft pick in the school's history. As Cooper sets up. And Radney hits a Texas leaguer, misplayed by Sumida. Radney aboard on a blooper. Bases loaded. And Seth Albert hits a pop-up fielded by Kalen for the third out. And Will Cooper gets himself out of a jam. The Red Rams have 3 outs left. The Red Rams down to their final 3 outs, as Nasir Williams will take his first turn at bat. Max Danaher's day is done, and Sam Cuss is on the mound. Williams swings and misses. Sam Cuss, the best reliever on FM, an ERA of .450. Williams fouls it off. Danaher's final line: 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, and 1 hit by pitch. So a very productive day on the mound as Williams fouls it off once again. Max Danaher can be very happy with the pitching performance he delivered today. Nasir Williams walked up to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme song. I mean, let's be honest, when you're down by 4, you can experiment a little bit, have some fun. Williams, a high, towering fly ball brought down by Albert in center field for out number 1. So here's Giblin, back at the top of the order for the Red Rams. Giblin 1 for 3 and hoping to start some sort of comeback. Of course, Danaher was a lefty, Cuss is a righty, and maybe the switching of hands will help out the Red Rams somewhat. Lazy curve misses the zone. Giblin fouls it off. And Dutch is not going to make an over-the-wall catch like Kalen did earlier. I don't think we'll see that again this season, actually. Giblin hits it right side and caught by Powell for out number 2. Dante Santos represents the final out for the Red Rams. And that curve was so lazy it still had its loafers on. Santos plunked. In the shoulder blade. That one hurts. I've been there before. Actually, that's about where I got hit when the umpire said it was strike 2. So 1 on now for Matt Sweeney. Sweeney finally up to bat. Gets away. Santos takes off for second, slides in safe. Santos showing off some speed. Credit him with a stolen base. And Sweeney has a 1-0 count. The final out for the Red Rams today. A 4-run comeback isn't impossible, but it sure is much more difficult with 2 outs. And Sweeney slaps it into left. Solid base hit. Santos strolls into third, and Sweeney is on first. Runners at the corners now for the cleanup hitter. What song is this? Is this Frozen? Moana. Yeah, I wouldn't know that. Thank you, Ben, our cameraman. As Jake Ogata settles in, runners at the corners. And that was a Thanksgiving swing. All he got was Columbus Day. Lays off on the second. And this is the kind of situation where teams' mettle is really tested. Ogata hits it right back to the second baseman, Cuss, and that's all she wrote. The Fayetteville-Manlius Hornets pick up their 3rd win of the season, improving to 3-5. The Red Rams fall to 5-4 as the Hornets take this one 6-2. It was a pitching duel for much of this. Well, it was a duel as long as you discount the 1st and 5th inning for the Red Rams. But a well-fought contest between 2 solid teams, and the Hornets came up the better team today. Thank you so very much for joining us here live on JDTV. Join us next Wednesday for our next broadcast. We'll see you then, but in the meantime, my name is Sam Gelfand, the voice of the Red Rams. On behalf of this JDTV broadcast crew and everyone here in DeWitt, New York, have a very good day wherever you may be.